What was that first spiritual experience you'd like to share with us?
Amun,
Let me see my wallet.
I got a question
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Did you
I'll do my best.
have you been getting my cash apps?
Yes, I have, and bless your soul.
Okay, cool.
Bless your soul for your donations. They're very helpful. Yes, I always send a prayer out to everybody that supports the mission. A personal prayer. You hear me?
Okay.
You hear me, little sis? Amun?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you get your private blessings for that.
I think
Always.
you know what Amun. I feel like because you also was in my dream like a couple of days ago. It wasn't really. I'm not saying it wasn't special, but it was basically like it was a live class. Like that's basically what it was. Like I was just in class. Like I was listening to the videos while I was sleeping, and
Yes.
and basically I was just like in class in person. That was really it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want you all to realize that physical reality is only a dream. It's a mere illusion. Do you all want to know what you think you call physical reality? Do you want to know what it really is?
Yes.
Enigma.
It's your spirit having a dream.
Ooh. That was tough.
What you call physical reality is your spirit having a dream. Remember, I told you all a long time ago, when you have a dream and you in that dream, when you wake up, you don't believe that person or that aspect of you is real. You think it's just a phantasmagoria, a fantasy. But the reality is that's the real you. And when what you think is waking up, that's when you begin to dream. How do you know that physical reality is a dream? Anybody got a guess? That it's not real.
Everything's temporary.
You got it. Who said that?
Library.
You're right, son. You're the young man with the old head tonight. Everything is temporary in the physical. That's why you start fading away with age and etc. Right? And why stuff disappearing off the food shelves and supermarkets and the weather's in decline. Because physical reality is always on the decline. Reality is eternal. Mute your phones.
I have a
Stop
question with
making
that.
noise on the. Wait a minute. Mute your phones. Reality is eternal, everlasting. That's how you know it's real. Only illusion is temporary, fleeting, fading. Are you following me? And your question is?
Zari
The sister asked the question. Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Your question is?
My question was what you just said, like physical reality is like temporary, right? Because I've been noticing like I had goals that I had, like building a house, and then like I kind of changed it, and then so basically I've been like having all these like physical reality goals, but then I realized like they kind of they've been fading away like very oftenly to a point where it's like I feel like the goals are like pretty boring for me personally.
Right, but I do want to say to you that the fact that you're here, you're over so since you're here, this is like a school for you.
Yeah.
So there are goals that you should establish here. You were sent here to learn some lessons.
No, I get those goals, but it's just like the other goals that
okay, well, you know,
yeah.
I don't want you to lose interest in physical reality because you're here for a reason, okay?
Mhm. Okay.
So, you know, explore it and enjoy it, all right?
Okay.
All right. Don't cancel your goals. Just keep you know, be in the world but not of the world. You have to understand that you don't put all your eggs in that basket. All right, now the young brother had a question.
Yes, sir. Zari had put me on, but I had a question. How do we break the illusion?
how do you break the illusion? You have to start waking up and believe it. The best way to do that is to start living your best life. In other words, find the purpose that you were sent here. Really find your purpose, not somebody else's purpose that they have for you.
Zybee was also telling me.
Yeah, well, Zybee is becoming wiser. But find your purpose, and that'll expand your consciousness, which raises your vibration and brings you closer to connection with your higher self and reality, okay? But John 8:32, son, in essence, know the truth, and the truth will make you free from the delusion, okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't commit your whole self to this fast fleeting illusion. But remember that with every second that passes, you're moving continuously further from the grave and closer to what? In the physical reality. You're moving closer to the grave. Every time the clock goes tick, tock, you further from the birth and closer to the grave.
Yeah, expiring.
Right. So why would you commit all of your energies to something that's fast fading, right?
Cool.
Like the sister Amun said, right? She was wise in making that statement that her goals are shifting. I don't want her to lose interest in life at all, but it's a balance. You follow what I mean? Always remember, it's a balance. You don't want to be a space cadet either, and put everything in spirit, because your physical body can't be sustained by prayer. You got some beans on the plate. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm saying that while you're here in the physical body, you have to keep that in mind as well, right? Har, are you here?
Yes, sir. I get what you're trying to say.
I'm sorry?
I said tour. I'm here.
Okay, could you open up with prayer, please?
Yes. Nakok sodok de Amun-Rayay. Unabad monadu. Umadad who. Umus veru le pananzama waka. Panabab ya no. Talal hamada ate le Amun-Rayay. Etar shilil pa patet bupata. Tanuke wapu. I trust by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers and his papyri and his warner for this day and time. Panabab ya no. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, Nathar, overseer of the heavens and the earth. I am the Wapian.
Thank you. All right, I have some packages. I have some tracking numbers for a few people. I have one here for Covington, Georgia. Are you here, son?
Cool, sir. Sir, I'm here.
Do you have something to write with?
Yes, I'm ready.
95490107 2903 5168 012477. You need me to repeat?
Yes, sir.
9549 0107 2903 5168 0124 77. All right.
Thank you. I got it.
And Bess, are you here? Bess Amun. Bess Amun, are you here? Is your mother here, son?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, your package is sealed up and ready. We're just waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
It's completely ready. All right, I have another package. I have a package for Sheila in Columbus, Ohio. Are you here, Sheila?
Tua.
You have something to write with.
Yes, sir.
9549-0107 2903 5168 012453. I'll repeat. 9549 0107 2903 5168 012453. Now, Sheila, in case you don't know, let me give you the number that you can call and track your package on, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. That number.
Rahubat.
Rahubat. Where's that number at? Okay, customer service, but okay, to call tracking, it's 1-800-410-7420. Did you get that?
Yes, sir, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you can look up UPS, United States Postal Service tracking on the computer and type your tracking number in. And it's always good to do that so you know where it is and when it'll be delivered, okay?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right. All right, next person with a spiritual experience or a question.
Rahubat, it's Andrew.
I have a question, Amun.
All right,
sis.
All right, Andrew.
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Tohat. Yeah, I just wanted to again say thank you for the spiritual package and for always getting the past classes posted again, because I've made a very extensive playlist about with just past classes, and it's really helping me to settle in to not just thinking of myself, to not thinking of myself as an enocyte, and
right,
embracing
that's wonderful. That's a wonderful
lifestyle that is above that.
That's wonderful, because you're getting closer to source when you realize that we're all one in the same universal mind expressing itself in different modes. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Did
sir.
you all know that you have electrical current in your body and it's generated by the iron in your blood? But every time your heart beats in your entire community of black people, your heart speaks to one another. They communicate. Did you know that? There's a cadence. I'm just trying to get you to understand that that you're part of something much larger than yourself. Don't ever forget it. And we won't forget you.
Sure.
Sure.
Yes. Yes. That's really important. It's vital to know. Yeah. But we are all definitely one.
So the question that
And it's
came
important.
Understand.
Never forget that you're a spirit being having a physical experience, which is only a dream, because the spirit is eternal. That's the real you. So those of you that stay with me and make it back to your long home, you're actually making it back to heaven or reality, back to life, back to reality. Ask the Hopi Indian, they'll let you know. Research the Hopi. They'll tell you, because they have, and what you might refer as their religion, that's established that those of them that are pure in heart and stay with the Elohim, that the Elohim will return in the last days, which is right now, and take them up to rejoin the Intergalactic Confederation like they did to Maya.
Melody.
All right, well, who bat Melody? I'm glad to hear your tone. All right, everybody welcome Melody home.
Likewise.
Welcome home, sisters.
Welcome home, Melody. Much love and light. Hey, welcome, sister.
All right.
Welcome home.
And I want to remind you all that there'll be open contact in the years 2026 to 2027. I want to emphasize 2027. Open contact with extraterrestrials here on Earth. Not in a particular state or society, but worldwide, okay?
Cool.
Make sure you hear me.
Can you repeat
All
that
right.
year, Amun?
Yeah, 27. 26 they'll make their presence known, but in 2027 it'll be irrefutable. Even the government won't be able to conceal it, like Roswell or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure. Understand.
Right.
They
Even
would make contact with us?
Say it again.
They would make contact with us?
They're going to make contact with society. Now, they will make contact with specific individuals, but they're not looking for you. They can't see your body. You follow me? So they're not concerned with your gender or your race or anything like that. Only thing they can see is your light. That's what they're looking for. You follow me? And the brightest lights,
yes.
They will make direct contact with the brightest lights. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when you say make contact, are you talking about like mentally? Because I was talking to Zybri, and he was saying that it's because I have ringing in my left ear sometimes, and he was saying that's somehow they communicate.
That's exactly right. He's right.
How will they make contact?
Well, what it is that you are related to the extraterrestrials, because what you call the extraterrestrials are only you in the future. Are you following me? But what they do for those that are chosen is that they come close and scan you all every now and then. And they scan like your arteries and your body to see if there are any problem like blood lesions or leakages in your brain. And what they do, they take laser beams and they mend and heal you. You follow me? But that high-pitched frequency that you hear is just what happens when they come close to you. You follow me? Have you also ever seen a Star Trek where it seemed like beings, they were listening to them on the deck, and they were coming over the computer like they sounded like bees or a high-pitched frequency, and then they went and slowed it down and found out that it was actually beings talking, it was words?
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, what it is these beings are vibrating on such a fast frequency that when they just talk like we talk regularly, it sounds like beep. Yeah, but they really saying they're talking normal talk on their vibration, right? And another thing you should think about
So you're saying?
is when you let me finish this one statement. When you hear on your TV every now and then the government comes on with this beep. Had this been an actual incident, we were giving you instructions as to where to go and what to do, etc. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, when they send out, when they send that high-pitched frequency out, that's them keeping their children in tune with their frequency, with that pitch, with that radio station, so that when it's time for the pickup, they will come in with clear words, slow them down so you can understand it. Instead of a high-pitched frequency, replace that with actual directions as for what you should do and where you should go, etc.
I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason they don't make it known in advance where they pick up or what have you is not because anybody can stop them from getting to the gathering place. No earthly power can stop them, but it's possible they can stop you from getting to us, okay?
Ooh.
Right.
So I have a new question.
Okay.
So in 2027.
Well, wait a minute. Go ahead, sister.
We will actually
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Uncle. I'm sorry. It's not bad. It's just you excited and forgot. Go ahead.
Okay. You said that us being here before we came and manifested here, there was an agreement of what we would do, or our soul, our oversoul. There were
you all collectively agreed, for example, on that the sun and the moon were real. Right, exactly.
Okay, so after we got here, like I think you said in the last class, we had roles to play, basically, like in a play.
Right. You all established your relationships and your family ties. You decided who your parents would be that you would come through in your family, etc. Your oversoul made those decisions according to the lessons you had to learn. Remember I told you about the pimp and the whore in the relationship on earth, where her and her children were being extremely abused physically and emotionally, and the pimp died, and he ran up through the red shift. He landed in a place, in an interim spot between planes. He could have been sitting on the edge of a lake, and maybe another being that had the similar vibrations and attitude dropped down from another plane, and they talked about what they did in life and regretted it, but he went to a large library, and there was infinite books and shelves as far as the eye could see. He got up on a ladder and went up on one of those shelves and started searching through the text until he found the most cobweb-laden, mildewed, big old text, oldest text he could find, brought it down, and sat at a table and read by candlelight for 100 years, right? And when he thought he had all the information he needed, he returned back to Earth. And this time, he was born, and he chose his parents, and he came out a female child. And as he grew up, he was amazed to find that he had a sense of deja vu, because she, which was he, was now a female, and life experiences made her turn out to be a whore with children. And she had a pimp. That was him. Right? And every time he approached her to stomp her, kick her ass, or abuse her emotionally, she realized it was him, it was himself coming at her, and then she was just like, couldn't jaw drop. Yeah, she couldn't believe. But that's one of the ways that the Most High brings you to school to learn things. So my advice to you is, do unto others as you would they would do unto you. Don't ever take anybody any place you don't want to go. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's equity in karma in the universe. It's a big mirror. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, so in that this is the final conflict, and we won't be coming back, will our souls continue to progress as we ascend?
That's the final conflict for here, for this plane, for this Earth project, yeah.
For the Earth project, but we will continue as whole life.
Of course you will. Let me say, you're going to continue forever because you are Pa'ut, you are all. The only thing relevant about your eternity is whether you spend it in what you describe as heaven or hell. You got it?
I have another question as well.
So immortality is not necessarily invitation to paradise. Go ahead.
Right. When we are here, you said we are, I guess, the creator experience in itself.
Yes.
And when we think that, then we're creating our reality with our thoughts. So
right.
If I
the devil or God, you're going to manifest. You manifest in either the devil or God. And remember that divine love is the only reality. Everything else is mere illusion. And this force that you call the devil that we project is not hate, but fear. Fear. That's what creates a separation from divine love and cuts the devil off from paradise.
And you said energy goes where attention flows. So
wherever attention goes, energy flows. Energy flows where attention goes, exactly.
So if I spend the better part of my day entertaining negative thoughts of, I would say,
that will come back to you in one form or another, yeah.
And
maybe not the same day. Maybe not the same day or the same way, but it will return. A lot of people in life...
good, bad, or indifferent.
That's right. Or indifferent. What happens, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But what happens is people go through life and they're asleep. The ones you refer to as the devil. And they cast out all these negative and painful thoughts and emotions and torment people emotionally and psychologically, try to make people live in fear. And they don't realize that this existence is a reflected mirror. And then when something bad happens to them, they think it's bad luck. And they don't associate it with what they've been doing to people, but it's a direct, that's exactly what it is. It's their evil deeds coming back to curse them.
Okay.
Not one dollar tittle will they get away with. Right, go ahead. But it's the blessing is when you're doing good, like I told her sister Amun. She's donating to this mission. She sends up a prayer every time she does that, and her name is written down by the scribes, the angelic beings. She's earning a seat.
So
every time you post a post up. Go ahead.
If I'm attempting to be ugly with someone, and it's an old saying, you know, if you are ugly, if someone is getting down in the ditch with you and getting ugly or nasty with you.
You can't hold somebody down in the ditch unless you're down there with them.
Exactly. That part right
there.
So
if you dig a grave for me, dig one for yourself.
Exactly. When I respond with that same energy, then I'm creating commerce for myself. So it's not so much what happens, but how you respond to what happens to you.
That's how you respond to it. Remember, when you point a finger at somebody, it's three more pointing back at yourself. And of course, it's how you respond, right? Because if somebody calls you a jackass, does that make you grow long ears?
It does not.
But if they call you a jackass and your response is you start braying like ass, oh, you're a damn liar, I know you. Then you give proof to the prophecy.
Absolutely. And you're manifesting and creating your reality right
then
there.
You become what they said you are by acting a fool. I would like you all to do some research and look up Black Wall Street and report to us in class next Sunday what you found out about that. Black Wall Street.
Okay.
The Tulsa riots. Yeah. Well, no, you gotta get.
This is a new, because I had an experience today. I went out to take care of some errands, and there was this man that I was waiting for to get from in front of my car. When he did get over on the other side of my car, there was a big barrel sitting there, and he was digging, looking all down in the barrel, and compassion. I was filled with compassion for this man, so I called him over to the car, and I said good morning, gave him $2, wished him a happy day. He said thank you, and walked away.
Well, you bless yourself.
Okay.
Because that was you. That's why I have to go see Anita. Because when Jesus, when God says, when I was in prison, you didn't visit me. When I was sick, you didn't come to the hospital. He's talking about people that you know, that you run into in life. And when you give them the cold shoulder, you're giving it to yourself.
I also was under the impression that he might have been an angel in disguise as I drove away looking in my rear view mirror.
Well, let me tell you, people are angels. Angels are people. They're synonymous. All of you are angels. Even if you're fallen angels, you're angels. All right?
Amun.
Angels is a title that they give beings that they consider from out there in heaven. You follow?
Sure.
But everybody was in heaven.
Sure.
Or in the spiritual realm before they fell and spiraled down to this lowly plane. Now you're as solid and actual and time bound as you could possibly get. Right. In other words, this is hell compared to where you came from.
Excuse me, Brother Amun?
Say it again.
Amun.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to chime in when you were talking about the Black Wall Street in Tulsa.
Yeah.
For everyone that's listening, there is a movie on Tubi called The Black Wall Street Burning. It's a movie. So that's just something I just wanted to say.
Very good.
As well.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad you're paying attention to what I say.
Amun.
Yes.
Amun. This is Fatah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
know.
The story. I know the story, how the government came in and killed the black people.
Right, son. But I would like everybody to look it up, please.
Okay, overstand.
And we can discuss it next class.
I got you.
Right. And I also, when we speak about God, angels, and the devil, I want y'all to realize that many times you'll meet people that are possessed by demons, and they're not even cognizant, they're not aware of it, right? But these are the beings that always want to separate you from the light. They want to distract you. When you find the real truth, and you're on the way home, and you find your stairway to heaven, they'll always be the ones, hey, look here, look over here. Why don't you check out Sister so-and-so, Brother John over here? Good, they're the ones that distract and try to misdirect you, to throw you off the path. They're the ones that try to keep up confusion in the class subliminally all the time. Do you understand?
This call will be recorded.
These are the ones that have that little, what do you call it, the reptilian, a little nasty attitude. They got that undercurrent of snapdragon in them. They just got an ugly little attitude that always simmers just below the surface. You know the ones I'm talking about. You know them in your life, in your family, on your jobs, in your schools, and in your relationships. Just be aware of that and separate yourself from that energy. There's nothing good going to come of it. All right. I also wanted to give you all some idea about the real heaven. And when I read this to you, I'm going to tell you in advance how I know that it's the real truth. It's the real truth because many of the things that these people are experiencing in regressive hypnosis, when they visit the real heaven in the event, I already have experienced many of those things there, just like all of you have, but I've also experienced those things here. You know what I mean? Like trees lighting up and moons and stars moving and all these things. That's part of my reality even here. So I'm here to bear witness to let you all know this is reality. And like that old show, This Is Your Life, this is your life. Take it very seriously. All right? Anybody else have a question before we get started?
I have a question.
I do have one question. I don't mean to backtrack a lot.
Well, no, I don't think that.
When you were talking about, when you were talking about 2027 and how they come visit us, or
it's going to be open contact. They'll make their presence known.
Yeah. When you say open contact, will it be more like mentally? Like they'll talk to us more, like we could understand them?
What do you mean understand them? Linguistically? They communicate mind to mind. These are very sophisticated beings. They communicate mind to mind.
Oh, okay.
You can't misunderstand them.
That was my only question.
Right, because with words, you can confuse a person. You can say one thing and mean another. Or if I say the word blue to you, what does that mean? Blue.
The color blue.
What does that mean?
The first thing that popped into my mind was...
What does it mean, son?
I don't know.
It means a color, right?
The first thing that popped in my mind...
Color.
Yeah, but it's past tense of I blew up a balloon, right?
Yeah.
And it could be a mood. I feel blue, right?
Right.
So language can be very confusing, you see? Because it comes from the laryngeals on the physical plane. But when you communicate mind to mind, it can be no confusion. Right?
Yeah.
Because your thoughts are blazing and direct.
So it's like full on understanding. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Ooh.
You don't just hear what they say, you feel what they mean. Go ahead.
Moon, I got a question.
I'll do my best.
So earlier you was talking about how that we came on here to like figure out our purpose in life.
No, that's what you should be doing.
You're right. That's what we should be doing. So,
right.
How do you kind of figure that out in a sense, especially like in
a lot of people wander on aimlessly in their contumacy here and get lost in a Las Vegas mind. They're in pursuits of things that are totally meaningless, and they find out when it's too late. You follow me? Because those of you that are asleep in this, so should you be in the next. You're not going to die and wake up with epiphany like, oh, I got it now. You got to be trained up in the spiritual realm, the etiquette of the spiritual realm, while you walk on earth in the physical under the sun. You got it?
Sure.
Like the wise among you are doing right now, walking with me. I am a spiritual master. I am a teacher, a guide, sent from the Most High to you, specifically for this reason. Not Mr. Willie or the nigga down the street or this peckerwood over there or nobody else. No. Me, I'm your spiritual guide.
You know, I think now that you said that, I think I came to realize like why I said that like I was fading away. Some of my goals was because it wasn't aligning with like my purpose. So that's why I was like saying that.
That's right.
That's how I realized
I feel you. I feel you now. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
But I don't want you to just lose excitement and interest in this physical reality either. There's a balance, right?
Right.
Right. But you're right. Your priority is seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things will be, given to you. Right? But seek ye first the kingdom of heaven.
Sure. That's right.
That's where everything comes from, all your blessings. Whether you know it or not. They're not coming from Donald Trump, believe me.
Sure.
When you look at
say that again.
Black Wall Street, you can figure that out right quick.
Amun.
Yes.
Amun,
Rahul back at that.
I'm here with my mate Diana. She has a question.
I'm very glad to reach everybody. Welcome Diana home.
Welcome home, Diana.
Welcome home, Diana.
We love you.
Afternoon. Welcome home. Glad to have you.
I've heard Amun say talk about kingdom of heaven.
Okay, what is your question, Diana?
I'm asking, I've heard you talk about kingdom of heaven.
Could you make me understand what she's saying, Katat?
Where is the kingdom of heaven?
The kingdom of heaven is everywhere. It's within you. And everything is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you, which is everywhere because all is in you. Right? Now, let me simplify it for you. The Holy Prophet delivered a sermon to a multitude of people on the mount one day when he told them that the kingdom of heaven was everywhere. It extended over the whole of the heavens and the earth. When he said that, the devil sidestepped him to cast confusion and misdirection into the people and said, then where's hell, holy man? I mean, if heaven is everywhere, I don't leave no room, right? And the people that experienced hell were scratching their head without their hand, confused. They said, that devil got a point, and they started mumbling and drifting away. The holy man stopped them, and he said, wait a minute. Asked them a very serious question. He asked them, where does the day go when the night comes? Which was to imply that the building that you're living in right now it's in darkness. On the roof it's in darkness, right? But standing long enough in the same place, it'll eventually be in daylight. Now, day and night are two opposites, two physical poles of other. They can't exist in the same place. In other words, that's where you program on earth to believe. But know that when you go to bed with a toothache, you lay your head on that pillow and you in hell on that pillow. But when everything is fine, you lay down and go to sleep, and you're in heaven on that pillow in the same place, right? You got a mouth, one mouth, Diane, and you can tell the truth from that place, or you can lie from that same mouth. You can tell the truth and a lie from the same place, but you can't lie and tell the truth at the same time. So heaven and hell can occupy the same place, but you can't be in both of them at the same time because they are different. Heaven and hell are not places. They're conditions. Conditions only perceived by those in it. Are you following me, Diane? If that you can turn your question, just keep coming at me until you get what you need. Katet, did she understand what I said?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got you.
But if it's not clear, I love you. But if it's not clear, Diane, just think it. Anytime you get ready, because it's my job, I'm a servant. So just ask me what it is that you want to know till I can give it to you in a way that's very crystal clear to you. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, I got a question.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I know you told us that you'll be taking some Caucasians with you to heaven.
Yeah.
Taking some of the Caucasians to heaven.
And a cat named Pink.
But my question is, if they can only go so far, how is that possible?
Well,
if they can only ascend so far.
They can only descend into the fourth plane, right? But remember, Malakut is the fourth plane, right? Right?
Yes.
And wasn't that heaven? Where did the devil fall down from? Get cast down from?
Malakut.
From heaven, you see. And I'm simply going to take a couple of them back to that same place. Because of the way they treated me. You follow me?
Yes.
Right.
So your personal savior.
Yeah. Well, what they exhibited to me is I saw more good in them than evil, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't met anybody perfect here, not even myself. The only thing required of you is that you demonstrate more good than evil. There's a mizan, a balance set up in heaven to determine which preponderates in you, which rules. And even if it's the way of an atom, sufficient a day to take account, that scale will be set up. The ma'at, feather, will be set up to weigh whether your good deeds or your bad deeds outweigh on the scale of justice. You follow? And that'll determine whether you go to heaven or hell.
Amun.
Yes.
So when they did the plate of ozone layer, was that in Lahut or that was in Malakut?
The ozone layer?
Yes. When they did
was that in Lahut? That was, yeah. That was in the heavens. That was in Lahut.
Okay.
On the planet Risk. That was on the planet Risk. Also Nibiru. Some call it planet of the crossing. Right? But that's because we were such a benevolent beings that we invited the reptilians into our empire because they were homeless and were driven out from war and battle. But they always recalcitrant. You know, like the man that walked down that cold morning to work and he saw a frozen steak on the road, and out of compassion he picked him up and put it in his pocket. By the time he got to work his body, he had thawed the snake out. He forgot about it, stuck his hand in his pocket, and that snake bit that man and told him, say, now look, you knew I was a snake when you took me in, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So in that question with Kiefer was
there was a scorpion. Listen, there was a scorpion and a frog that were on the bank of the river, and the flood came up and the river swole, and their families were trapped on the other side. So the frog was getting ready to jump in the water and swim across. He was amphibious. The scorpion said, Mr. Frog, would you please let me get on your back and ride across so I can go to my family too? The frog said, no, you can't get on my back, Scorpion. And the scorpion begged and cried, and the frog let him get on his back. And he started swimming. When he got in the middle of the river, the scorpion stung him. Right? He told me, he said, you know I was a scorpion. Right? It was his nature. It was evil. That's what it was. But that's, take the word evil and put a D in front of it. That's all. The word good and take out an O. Right, that's all. Next question.
Now, did you tell us so also, because we had
Go ahead. Best, go ahead, speak up. Is that you, Amun?
This is Beth. That was Kiefer.
Well, okay.
But she can go ahead.
Best, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, I had a vision once that I went to a place that it was so beautiful. The trees were like the trees here. The trees were so beautiful, shaped so beautiful, beautiful color.
Were they bigger?
Huh?
Were they bigger?
Yeah, they was bigger.
All right.
Some was bigger, and some was small.
Yeah. Well, I already know where you're going. You're going to be all right.
Thank you.
A lot of that. I'm trying to stay strong, you know. Just more.
Okay. You say you're trying to stay strong?
Yes,
Yeah, you know, my mama passed away, and we've been going through a lot trying to prepare.
Well, you know, there's no such thing as. She just went home to a. Let me explain something to you, son. We all come to this earth. Look at it like school. Your mother went to school just like you, right?
Yes, sir.
When she went to kindergarten, you weren't even born. So what it is, she went through school, she graduated before you. Now you in school. You understand? One of the saddest things to a parent is for them to outlive their children. They don't want to bury their children, son.
Yeah, she told me that.
That's right.
But they didn't let her face, her body look like it's melting and everything.
Say it again.
We want to get an attorney and stuff. Well, they said her body weighed to Largo, and they did not take care of her body properly. So when we went to go view her body today, her face was like melted real bad. It looked like they just let her just sit there. So that's what we're going through with the family right now.
All right. Well, I'll be with you, son. But I also want you to remember that your mother's not in that body. When a person is in the throes of which, let me explain. When a person in the throes of what you call death, right? They put a mirror under their nose to see if there's any breath, check for pulse, heartbeat, etc., vitals. And then the doctor puts a sheet over their head and say, well, she's gone now. Or it's over, right? They use words like that. But over simply means above. And gone where? That means she left that body. In other words, the real you, the spiritual you, is a ball of light about the size of your fist in your solar plexus. That's the light, the true light that the Most High breathed into you, and you became the light, the heart that lights The light that lights out of every man and woman that comes in the world. That light is the life in man. It makes you maintain a constant body temperature of 98.6, regardless of outside temperature. It's how you burn calories. Or you can get upset and hot. The Kundalini raise up. So when a person dies or they leave the body gets cold, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
That means they're gone somewhere else, like in surgery. Remember they used to give you a gas, I told you before, ether. They put you under and they cut off your leg and you can't feel it. But the vibrations of your spirit raise up because of that gas so high that you raise up out your body. And those people say that they were floating on the ceiling. They looked down, they saw everything that was happening. They heard everything. They saw the nurses and doctors, right? And then after the surgery was successful, they slid back down the etheric tube and reanimated, went back into their body, you understand? And then they had to give them pain meditation because all of a sudden they could feel pain and all that again, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, she's not, well, you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
The body is just a shell. It's like, okay, you have a car, don't you? You have a car, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what that car is just an empty shell, a body, right? A car body. Is that right? Until you get in it and turn the ignition and started to tumbling to bind that life to the car. You give it life and tell it how to back up, go forward, turn. You animate it, don't you?
Yes, sir.
But without you, the car is just dead iron, cold steel, right?
That's right.
Well, a body is without you, without the essence, without the animating, without God, the body is nothing, just mud.
The body's.
That's why people don't care if they get cremated or whatever you do, because they know they're not in there.
She told me to cremate her.
She told you to do that?
And
my mother told me the same thing, and I followed her instructions.
I'm kind of confused with it. Like, what should I do?
Well, don't be confused. Your mother told you. You said she told you to do that?
Yes.
Well, what is the confusion?
But when I learned this, because me learning the truth about what I learned, what the cremation is. Well,
who told you? See, you may not be getting the truth. Everybody's not a spiritual guide.
I'm saying.
Somebody tried to imply that she could feel that or something?
The people that got cremated, is it going to be easy to bring them back?
Bring them back in the... There's no such thing as reincarnation. You come back in the same cardinal body. That's not reality.
No, I'm saying, is it don't it wipe them out? Like when you cremate them, is it a good thing? Or is it really a good thing?
Well, it's not good or bad. It's a choice. But I mean, you can't destroy a spirit, a soul. You understand that? With fire.
Yes, sir.
Or earthworms. You can't I mean, your mother's a living soul just like you. She's been here forever just like you, and she will be here forever. She exists.
Okay.
Because of everybody that exists now always did and always will. Because there's no such place as non-existence for them to go into. You understand? Yeah. Non-existence is just that, non-existence.
Thank you.
You can't add to creation or take away from it. Everything that's here always was and always will be in one form or another. You follow me?
Yes,
the essence of you is eternal. The part of you that belongs to the Most High, He merely shares and we become, all right?
Yes, sir.
The one you call God doesn't have a beginning or an end. But He comes in many forms, doesn't He?
Yes, sir, he do.
He came in the form of your mother.
Mm-hmm.
So can that part of her die?
No.
That's right. I tell you what you do. You call me after class and write down all the questions you have, all right?
Yes, sir.
But don't pay attention to ignorant people and devils or even your own lower imagination. Because your mind can run away with you, literally. You hear me?
Yeah, that's what it can. Yes, it can.
Right? It can put you in hell.
We love you, Maror.
We love you, Maror. Everybody remind him that. Let's remind him right now.
We love you, brother.
We love you,
brother.
Lord.
Keep strong.
Love you, God, for your love.
And we love you,
And you're never alone. And you're never alone.
That's right. We are
You're
all
never
one.
alone.
And so is your mother one with all. She's with you right now. There's no other place she could be. Let me say this. You say, where can a person go? Take the W off where? What does it spell?
Here.
Right. And you say, well, they're over there. Take the T off. What does that spell?
Here.
If a person supposedly died, where did they go? To the where?
Here. After.
That's right.
That's right. Here after.
Everything is always here and now, in the same place, vibrating at different frequencies. When my father passed in New Orleans not too long ago, I went outside because he had a dog named Shadow. I was trying to get the dog from under the house before I moved to Georgia because I didn't want it to starve. I couldn't get the animal control. Nobody could get that dog from under the house, so I finally went out there, got down on my knees, and looked under that house in that dog's eyes. You're not going to believe this. That was my daddy's eyes looking through that dog.
Wow.
Because he had went to, I'm telling you, he was sleeping the world, so he only believed in physical reality. You got some people that rather be just a head and a neck protruding out the belly of a jackass upside down rather than to go into the spirit. You know, because they're afraid to die. They've been conditioned and groomed to think death is a punishment. But it's ascendance in planes, tab-dack, higher and higher. Just like when you were in the womb of your mother, when the cord was cut, you died from out of one reality and were born into the next when you were spanked and drew breath. You follow? So it's just like a school. She graduated before you, son, but she came here before you, right?
Yes, sir.
And she didn't. You think that she went someplace that you're not going?
She came in the form of a cat.
Okay, I believe that.
Outside.
Well, she can do that.
I was in class with you.
Because the spirit can be a butterfly or can come in sunlight or a gentle breeze.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's not experiencing nothing that you won't experience, son.
Yes, sir.
Right. Be careful that you know, just like when, have you ever experienced driving down the freeway and you see an ugly accident and it's really a mangled up mess and the police are all out there, ambulances, and you know, you don't want to look and see nobody's head on the windshield, on the trunk or hood or nothing, you know, cut off, but you know what you do, a lot of times you gooseneck. You can't help but turn, you keep looking, you don't want to see them, but you can't stop looking. Right? Yeah. Because your heart goes out, not for that person because you don't know them. What you upset about is you imagining that they could be you. You understand? So be careful of that. A lot of times we upset about people being hurt or passing because we imagine that it could be us, and that's what our remorse and sadness is about, okay?
Yeah.
Your mind can be very complicated. Like I said, don't let it run away with you, son.
I think everybody for the condolences and everything. And I felt that love.
Well, that love is real.
I thank all of y'all.
That's right.
Yes.
And we've all experienced these things, and if we haven't, we will. Okay?
You're welcome, my brother.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah, we love you.
Thank you.
Next question.
I have one.
Very good.
Well, I have a spiritual experience. I had vision that I was in Nibiru, and these giants was trying to get me, but every time they try to get me, it's a big hand that would come down and stop them.
Now, my mother always talked about that big hand. She'd be running, and then she'd drop down in a deep hole, and that big... She always said this big hand would pull her up. Yeah. That's your interpretation of the Most High, right?
Abu.
Yes.
This is Beth. I want to comment the brother that said he just his brother passed.
Yes.
This is I feel the same way when I lost my parents, my mother, especially my mother, because she was the God in my life.
Mine too. Okay? My mother was too. Still is.
It still is.
That's right.
And when she passed, I thought I could live. I wanted to die too. I didn't want to be here no more. I didn't want to be here no more.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm saying to myself, I lost everything I ever had. That's what I'm saying to myself at that point in time.
It's like it's over. It feels like it's over.
Yeah, you feel like it's over, you know. But it's not.
Yes.
Look.
It's not.
It's not. Look, this is what you do. You think of it as she is still with me.
That's right.
And that you and her is gonna meet up again.
That's right.
It's a spiritual realm. It's a spiritual realm.
Love is stronger than death, son. When you have a man and a woman stay together for years and years, and they love one another, when one passes, you always hear the other one, living in isolation. And every time you talk to him, she talking about Bill, and she want, and he talking about Mabel or whatever her name is. Because that love tie is so strong, they will meet again after. They will come together again. You understand?
Yeah.
Because love is much more powerful than what you call death. Death is only a separation. Listen, son, sleep and death let me say, Marora, sleep and death are brothers and sisters, right? There's no difference in the two. Except when you go to sleep, that ball of light or the spiritual essence inside of you, inside the temple, which is the place on the side of your head, next to your ears, eyes, windows to the soul. When your brain and body shuts down, that spirit raises up in vibration and travels up the light corridor of your spine. That's Jacob's ladder with 33 notches corresponding to 33 degrees in which you call Freemasonry. You go up the 7 seals, planes, chakras of the 7 heavens. When you pass the laryngeal seat and the pineal gland, go up to the crown molar at the top of your head, the soft spot where the etheric tube is connected. That light raises up in vibration and causes that etheric tube to expand in the opening like a woman dilating to give birth. It's no different than the umbilical cord that attaches the babies to the wall of the uterus and the wall and the uterus of the mother. So when the baby is born, the cord was cut, right? And the baby died from out that reality, can't re-enter the womb, and had to begin after being spanked and drawing oxygen to create that tumbling. It began a zero time reference on this side, the first day of life.
Wow, I see it.
Well, now when you go up, that ball of light travels up that spine, and when you go to sleep, it raises up and it causes that tube to expand in the opening like a woman dilating to give birth, and the real you travels out of your head into that etheric tube. That's what people in near-death experiences describe as going through a tunnel. Then you feel like you're flying and floating, and what you think is a dream. That's actually astral flight, right? And you can travel wherever you think or focus. You go there instantly. You keep traveling from place to place and person to person. When you get through taking care of your business in the spiritual realm, You slide back down that tube like on sliders and pop back into your head to reanimate your flesh. Sometimes you felt like you were falling, right? But you never hit the ground because you didn't come from the ground. You popped back into your head and reanimated your flesh, right? And if you tried to move too quick, you couldn't, and you got scared, and old people told you there was a witch riding your back. That was simply sleep paralysis, because you have to give that light time to travel back down the light cord of your spine and get properly reseated in the solar plexus so it can send electrical impulses to your fingers and hands and feet, etc., cause certain muscles to twitch and move in precise ways so you can stand up and operate that body again. Do you understand? In other words, they had to get back in the car to drive.
Cool.
Now, that's what sleep is. That's right, but that's what sleep is.
Yeah.
But with death, it's the same as sleep. The real you raises up out that body into the etheric tube, right? Into the spiritual realm. But when you don't slide back. The elders come and cut the etheric cord in death, and you can't get back into your body, just like the baby can't get back into the womb. Then you start a new and independent life in the spiritual realm. Do you understand, son?
Yes, sir.
It's just graduation, that's all. Tab-dack, you ascend plane after plane, just like from birth. It's all part of his plan, right?
Yes, sir.
And she belongs to him, not you. You got parents here on earth, son, but you also have heavenly. You got a heavenly father too. Remember, you're not from your parents, son. You're through them. Everybody comes from the Most High, and everybody will return to the Most High. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
We all his children. Somebody else had a question?
I have one thing to say.
Right.
My mama left a message to my second cousin named Deborah Nettles. Deborah Nettles had called me and told me, she said, your mama said one day she saw you light up, and she said she tried to see you, but she only saw a part of your body. She said, that knowledge that man studying, she said, I was afraid. She said, I was afraid, but I'm telling you, that man must have got some true knowledge. She said, because I seen him do that quite some time, like 2 or 3 times. She saw me light up. She never even told, she told me a portion of it, but she didn't tell me that she told her. Yeah. And she told me that out of the whole family, she told her.
Yeah, didn't I move the stars for your mother one time?
You was trying to move it for her that night, but she wanted to get me in trouble. She was mad at me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She was mad at me, but you did talk to her.
All right, Katat, is your mate still here with you? Katat, are you here?
Thank you, Messiah.
Huh?
I said thank you.
Oh, I love you. Look, I wanted to share this with you all. All right? Whatever life the higher self decides to show that person, not always a past life, not always an earth life. We always just try to figure out what's in the surroundings first. What does the body actually look like? Is it a human body? Is it a non-human body? An animal, plant, mineral? We have no idea. So we're first figuring out the environment, then the body, then if it is an individual that could possibly have a home or a dwelling, we actually have them take us there, to that home or that dwelling, and describe it. This is about QHHT.
Oh, I know we didn't.
Okay, everybody, please *6 and mute your phones. Don't leave them open. We have a gentleman who's going into hypnosis. That's regressive hypnosis. He drops down into a life, and he's describing it for me here. It's really green. It's warm. It's tropical. There's trees and bushes and all kinds of vibrant colors everywhere. Just absolutely green. And he says, it's like I'm in paradise. And I said, well, okay, let's have a look at you. And he says, actually, it feels like I'm still in this body. Remember, when you dream that you're in other places, you feel just like you do now because you're a whole light being. I have bare feet. We always start with the feet. Actually, feel like I want to be pretty bare here. I'm just wearing shorts. Some really nice material. It's not like the cloth we wear here. I said, okay. He said it's comfortable. It's flowy. Mute your phones. You understand me? You're just being obstinate. And he said, I only have shorts on. I don't have a shirt on. You can't just star 6 your phone. I look the same, except I look like what I worked for in this life. Muscular. Like really muscular. And he says, my body actually feels normal, finally. It feels healthy. It feels the way I always thought it should feel. But it never quite did. So I feel like what I've always been finally. So this goal he had, this potential of who he could be, he finally reached it. He says, my face actually looks a little younger. My cheekbones are more refined. My hair is a little fuller. You got a dog barking in the background. You can't start your phone. You see, that's what I mean about these disagreeable beings. He says, I'm coughing on the phone. You a demon. Start your phone or hang up. It's awesome to run my fingers through it. I'm just so enjoying this body. That's a devil trying to distract y'all, misdirect you. So really get experience with who he is at this point in time. We're moving through the scene, and he's describing his environment. And eventually, I asked, do you think you have any control over your environment here? And he said, yes, absolutely. He says, everywhere you walk, it responds to your energy. So the trees around you will respond to your presence, kind of like a breeze. And it reaches out around you like 20 feet or so. I've had that vortex blow around me outside when I'm moving stars for y'all. It acts like a breeze, but it's just your energy. And I said, oh, your energy is pretty large. You are ugly, you a booger, and I curse you. Your energy is pretty large, and it reaches out so far. Are you consciously doing anything to push your energy out? And he said, no. If I were to consciously do it, I could go way beyond that. So the potential there is for him to consciously do it, but he's just walking. He's just normally walking through the beautiful paradise. So I said, does that work both ways? Does it feel like the environment is actually sending energy to you? So you can see it actually responding to your energy? Are you responding to its energy? And he says, yes, we're communicating. Yes, come in. We're showing each other appreciation. We're coexisting and connecting. He says, it's different. Nothing that can cause me harm. Y'all hear that? Tell this creature to stop making that noise or curse it.
Whoever you are, would you please get off the phone? Don't want to listen? Simply hang up. Stop interrupting the Messiah. We're here to learn and listen to him.
Lead the class. Lead the class.
That's not the kind of breeding he's getting from the environment. It's just like energetic, beautiful coexisting. Friendship. And they're communicating. So we have established the environment. We've established his body. Now it's time for him to take me to wherever he lives. So he says that actually it feels like Swiss Family Robinson almost. He says it's in the trees. It's also kind of on the mountains. So it's in these trees, in the canopy of these trees, not down in the trees like on the floor. No, it's up in the trees like Swiss Family Robinson. And then he's actually on a mountain. He described being on a mountain, on these trees, and looking out over a valley. And from this vantage point, he can see everywhere. He says he feels like he's on the top of a mountain, but in this canopy of trees. And he says when he came in, he came right into the main area of his structure, there in the trees. And he said it glows from the inside out. There are no lights in there. It just has a glow to it. Emanates light. And he says it's like part of our essence. It's in the home. It's shining from the inside out. He said if people looked up from the valley below, they would see it glowing like a beacon, having energy from the people living in it. And he says, my partner, my twin flame, and I live here. There's a person right there that's cut off and cutting themselves off. That's a hell-bound agent of Satan that's got a seat waiting for them in hell. And the kids live in a little... Yeah, you know, that's a sad thing right there. To be that low. To be that low. The kids live in little bungalow trees or little bungalows around it, available through walkways. And he says it's just like home. And he said the valley is beautiful because I asked him to go look over the valley. And he said, oh, it's beautiful. It's ours. It's our charge and our care. And he says all the life from the animals, the plants, the water, and air, they all look to us in a way to be a guide and to be light. And then he says off to the right, there's the valley. When he looks down below, and then when he looks off to the right, there's a large body of water. He says we like to spend a lot of time in that large body of water. Then I get back to the people, and I said, so you get this feeling that you're kind of responsible for the people in this valley. What is that you do? And he said, I just bring love. I carry love. Him and his mate carry love too. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. It's just that I carry a condensed love on a bigger scale. He doesn't say, he actually says we, him and his twin flame, they together, they hold this higher vibration and condensed version of love. We tune them to a frequency of love that's higher. Just walking among them tunes their love frequency higher to a higher level, raising them up and keeping them there. So they have a big job to do. They're actually responsible for the tuning of this area for a higher vibration. And I asked, what would you describe your role as? You and your partner. Love. We're love. We're light. We're a beacon, a guide. And it's not always said through words. Not that they're just that's mind to mind, I tell you. Huh? Yeah, look, we got to finish the rest of this next Sunday because she sent us 1025. But y'all need to concentrate on some negative energy. Take all your problems, and if you have family members or friends or associates that's having problems in the world, imagine all those problems going into whoever's distracting this class. Place all those problems with your mind. You have the power to do it like you move stars. Put all those problems on that person that's creating problems, trying to block you from heaven. Because that's the devil. That's the only one that would do that. All right, who's the first one to go outside and tell me what they see in the sky? Hello? You people want to pass on moving stars tonight? Did you let that negative
I want to
energy...
move stars, but I'm inside.
Oh, no. I'm just getting myself in position.
Okay.
I'm at work, but I would have if I wasn't. I'm just listening and definitely.
Okay, Andrew, what do you see?
Almost there. Let me go outside.
I'm outside.
What do you see outside? What do you see?
I see one star right above my house.
Okay. Well, I'm going to... Listen, I'm going to move that star to the left for you.
It's moving.
Yeah. Now I'm going to move it back to the right.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to move it.
I see him.
I'm going to move it counterclockwise. In the name of Amun-Rayay.
Uh-huh.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
I love you.
I can see it too.
Okay, sister that sees it, what do you see? Can anybody see the moon?
Columbus, Ohio. No moon.
No
moon.
Chance in St. Pete.
Okay.
No moon, no nothing.
Well, then, the brother and sister, everybody's looking right now. I'm going to move a star. I want y'all to tell me which one it is I move. Look up at the top of the sky. You're going to see it go on counterclockwise.
Is it to the left?
Yeah, it's going counterclockwise.
Uh-huh.
Over your head.
Yes, I can see it.
I see
it.
I see it.
That's me.
Moving counterclockwise.
That's me doing that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move the same star clockwise.
Yes, it's moving. Above my head.
Moving clockwise.
Uh-huh. All right. I want y'all to know that I love you here. And I really appreciate your donations and everybody that's posting up the posts in Twitter and Instagram and Telegram and Facebook and everywhere. You're doing your job and you're earning your seat. Everybody that helps this mission is helping themselves. Anybody working against it, you're destroying your own soul. We are one. Meteor Authority. Amun-Rayay. Asa. Ahmed Amun. I love you.